So yeah, today I just wanted to kind of like show off my most active personal website. I'm really big on like indie web and like personal sites and just I'm a big advocate for just make a cool website that I can click around on. I've made a lot of changes to this recently, but it's in a current state that I'm proud of, and I just wanted to like go over that, as well as like maybe talk about like the tech stack maybe, and like some other cool things I do with this site. Yeah, and kind of also just like how I feel about like websites and front end and my philosophy. So I mean, if you haven't watched my other videos, I feel like maybe in my last video I kind of like made it clear that it's just like I like simple websites that just do things. Like it doesn't have to be too flashy. But if you haven't seen that video, which you probably haven't, because I'm not exactly pulling in a lot of views here, then that's cool. I hope you find this video enjoyable, and if you did find this video, like, cool, thanks for stopping by. So this is just kind of like an about page. I just have a bunch of stuff here about myself, like just what I like who I am, my occupation, just like little things, little links you can click on because I have like my hobbies and my interests. I have some books that I'm reading, which this book right here I actually just finished. I need to update my website. And then like some stuff that I'm watching, stuff that I watched recently. I have like my lettered box linked here if you want to see what I've watched recently, or if you want to see my reviews. A lot of it is just shit posting. I do like playing games. I'm currently playing Dark Souls and Ocarina of Time again. They're like comfort games, and it's just like I can pick them up and play them whatever, and it's cool. Because I don't have as much time for games as I used to. So I got my Neo Fetch right here. It's just a screenshot, and I got some stuff that I use. So yeah, you can read through this and check it out if you'd like. So here I kind of just have like my blog, kind of sorta. I do like to write, but the posts are every so often, and that's just because like I usually like to write when I feel like I have something to say. But yeah, so like if I have something that I want to write about extensively, like I'll post it here. I enjoy writing. I try to keep that skill up. Like I definitely had some courses in university that were writing intensive that I enjoyed, and I got to talk about some interesting things. So I try to keep that skill up. I mean, I don't consider myself like professional or I don't consider myself a writer. I just like to do it as a hobby to get my thoughts out of my head, and to talk about cool things. So I have a couple different articles. Like this is like about talking to people IRL. This is like this is actually a zine I made about Red Star OS, and I also decided to like publish it on my website. But it's also a physical zine that I've made. Talk about Resident Evil. And then here are some websites that I like. So this is kind of just a page for just like one-off like blurbs. Like again, I like to try to keep my writing up. Maybe you could call this page poetry. I wouldn't consider that, because a lot of it is just, I mean, so far it's just like really simple stuff. Like basically like my plan for this page is like raw, unedited, unoriginal shit posting. Like if anything, like this is designed to replace Twitter for me. I have this cringe little piece right here that because I was pondering on the sculpture, the boy with the thorn, and I was like, oh yeah, I really feel for that. So this is completely unoriginal, but here it is. You can read it if you'd like. So here I have like just some photos that I share. I'm very big on like capturing moments, and I love photography. It's a close hobby of mine. I actually learned on a 35 millimeter SLR that my grandparents gave me, and it was like in mint condition because they're the type of old people that just like take care of everything. So I have a couple different cameras now. I do have one DSLR just for kind of like simple stuff, but I really, I really like the slow and methodical process of film. You know, obviously film has gotten really popular in recent years, but I got into it when I was about 18, so a while ago. Not, you know, and I'm not saying that to be like, oh, I got into it before it was cool, you know, but I mean, I'm glad it's had the resurgence that it's had. I've met a lot of cool people like through this hobby. But anyway, yeah, like I just have some recent photos that I've taken that I like, and then I have some other photos that I've taken. I have another website, and it's linked here, and it's basically where I publish like my photography zines like online because I do like making zines. So it's just digital versions of my photography zines. So you guys can check that out if you want. Um, yeah, so I have some other photos, and then down here I have like some inspo. Here's a Rinko Kawauchi photo. I really love all of her work. I linked her website right here. I really love all of her work because she's just, a lot of her work is just like, it feels like moments, it feels like memories, and I'm big into that. I'm a very nostalgic person. Classic Kubrick picture here. Classic train spotting photo. I mean, this is kind of a meme, but I actually love this image. And, you know, some stuff from Come and See. Really, really powerful movie. Okay, so this is a page that I'm really proud of, and that's because, for one, I set up like this, like basically I have this page linked to my Spotify account. Like I'm basically accessing the last song I listened to through the Spotify API, and then it displays it here so you can see like what I just listened to. So I'm really happy with that. I think that's really cool. It was raining outside today, so I was listening to the Twin Peaks theme. But yeah, like I'm really happy with this little like widget here. It's just like a little React component that I made for this website, and I can get into that later. This is all also just has like a bunch of like my favorites, like music that I've listened to for years and I will keep listening to. And then also here at the bottom, like this is basically like my top albums according to Spotify based on how often I listen. And it changes, right? You know, but it's just like, you know, these are the albums that I've listened to the most according to Spotify based on like time spent. So yeah, I don't want to talk too much about this page because I feel like it's just fun to there's really not much to it, but it's like I'm really happy with this. And then also, yeah, like how I'm getting this data is also through the Spotify API. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I do have like a little email down here. You can write me. I like the idea of having pen pals, so you can either click the email button and it pulls up the dialogue. In my case, it, you know, Firefox asks me like what application I want to use, or you can copy it and it'll copy the email to your clipboard. So yeah, you can email me if you'd like. I like having pen pals. It'd be fun to write people. But yeah, I mean this is my site. So now I guess we can get into kind of how it works. So stick around for that. Okay, so I just wanted to go over the code a little bit. It's nothing crazy. The website itself is just built with Astro. Most of it is just like HTML components, just so it makes makes life a little easier. I know earlier in the video I talked about how I was using React to kind of render the responses from the API. But I haven't looked at this in so long that I forgot that I actually got rid of React and I just wrote it in vanilla TypeScript. So all that's happening is I have like RP HTML and top HTML, and that's recently played, and then top tracks. And then I'm just getting those elements by ID, and then once I send a request and get a response back, I pass that data into a function, and they both have their own functions. And then I basically just return the HTML and then, you know, store it in the element using the inner HTML property. So like if we look at line 29 here, I have get recently played, like pretty run-of-the-mill like request like flow. Like this is nothing crazy. Like you'll see this everywhere. It's just the way to do it. But yeah, I pass it. For example, here when I'm doing recently played, I pass it to display recently played. Yeah, this function here, and then yeah, I'm literally just getting what I want out of it, and then returning the HTML, and then it'll render in the element. And then it's the same thing for display top tracks. So, yep, that's it.